Hi everyone, welcome back to Rogue Trader. We've just got Lady Navigator Cassia from UR5. I think I'll go there next, but see if we can buy anything else from here now. Sell them some crap. Lord Captain, there's some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps she'd find out what's brought Cassia to the deck. What, instantly? She doesn't mess around. Voiced?
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
The Lady Navigator is engrossed in perusing the dusty tomes, which appear to have been neglected by other officers, be it because of sloth or dullness of mind. When you walk closer, Cassia looks up at you, starts, and hides a weathered book behind her back. It pleases me to see you adjusting to life aboard the ship.
Compared to WH40k, your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes. The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
The events that took place on WH40k must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Point at the book in Cassie's hands. I see you are fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing.
Cassia carefully shows you the book, which turns out to be a collection of works by the Cadian naval commander and poet, alias Quent. Hang on. Maybe I'm getting things wrong. But wasn't that Commissar? Or Commander called Quent? He was just a dick. Maybe it's somebody else. I'm not sure if it was Cadian either.
WH40k had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes the dust off the cover with a thin, clawed hand, eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about a lost home. Your only attendant is your valet from WH40k. Do my servants not measure up to your standards?
No, it is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
She nods genially to her taciturn servant. Wow. That's a gimme plus 90 difficulty modifier. Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead and awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The natural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising then that Cassia prefers the company of one who is used to how she looks. I hope you've had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting.
She tosses her head back and straightens.
Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying? You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I.
Don't know. Gonna make you chaos waifu? After an awkward silence, Cassia frowns and purses her lips.
I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
Frightened by her own words, Cassia covers her mouth, pales, blushes, then pales again, and hides her face behind the cascade of her snow-white hair. Don't know about these two. Let's try it. I am beginning to think, Lady Cassia, that the feelings I have for you are far more complicated than common sympathy. That seems a bit on the nose, though. She does expect all this kind of romancing and stuff like that, and kind of Lord Shelley shit going on. Try it.
Lord Captain? So many colorful sparks are flaring to life and dimming all around you. It is a veritable ocean of emotions. There are so many of them that I can barely see the pure white sincerity of your words.
Lies. Cassia looks up in surprise, her ruby eyes staring at what she sees behind you.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of URAC 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
The primness of her expression cracks, revealing a great weariness beneath, and she places a hand on her breastplate.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls, and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... my delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Again, seems very on the nose. Yeah, do it. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I would not dare to make fun of a lady's feelings, especially not one who has captivated me since I first set eyes on her.
Words like that, Lord Captain, could easily be misconstrued. You should familiarize yourself with some of the works in your library to learn the appropriate manner of conversing with a lady.
Yeah, I thought so. Cassia blinks in surprise, her eyelashes fluttering, and a delicate blush suffuses her cheeks. Struggling to maintain an expression of polite indifference, Cassia covers her burning face and swiftly exits the room. She left behind a book. Secrets of Gallant Conduct, How to Express Your Feelings to a Noble Lady. An admirer who seeks the favour of a refined lady is well advised to maintain pointed courtesy and finesse in his every deed. An honourable admirer will never defile a noble lady's ears with crude or indecent words, and neither will he allow himself to conduct that could besmirch her honour and dignity. Above all, the admirer should remember that a relationship begins with the right choice of words, Shall we, a lady with compliments that will accentuate her finest qualities without putting her in a position of discomfort? A word chosen elegantly and spoken with genuine warmth may bring about a change in the lady's eyes as she looks upon you. Once your interactions grow more intimate, always be sure to remember the simple rules of etiquette. For example, should the lady drop her handkerchief, the deepest expression of sympathy for her would be to perform the following gesture. Pick up the handkerchief, wait a brief moment, then bring the handkerchief to your lips and touch it lightly before returning it to the lady. This noble gesture will assure the lady of the seriousness of your intentions. Remember that the flower bud of true feeling takes time to blossom. Patience, loyalty, and impeccability in adhering to the decorums of the nobility is key to earning the lady's favourable disposition. Oh, we had this in the prologue, this room. I think I mentioned it in the prologue. The library. There's nothing else here, is there? I thought we were told that all the other officers were uneasy about her. There's no one else here. Maybe they all buggered off. When did you make a chaos waifu? And what happens in the story? Hmm. 100 frames a second, that's not bad. Okay. Onward. Again, this time, can we get to the Thunder Fan? Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to the new captain. Ah, this is a big cabela. What sacred cult? They call themselves the Bloodspun Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favourably upon their activities. I am ready to receive them. I will commence preparations at once, Lord Captain. Nice. Oh, I should talk to Argenta as well. Yeah, I should talk to Argenta as well. This is all new. How do they know those people were heretics or traitors? Got a little chainsaw there on Imperial Guard. It's a big table. Oh, it's like the Last Supper. It's the 12. 2, 3. No, it's only 10. Those on deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement, while others murmur praise to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Who is that voice actress? Hang on, let me check it up. Nope, can't find it. Never mind. They fall silent as a tall young woman steps forward. She moves towards you soundlessly, the dim light casting shadows across the mask that conceals her face. The masked cultist repeat the words in a mournful whisper. We obey still.
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her.
The woman's slender finger has been fitted with a metal claw. She points it in your direction and gazes at you from behind her bone mask. with cold, grim eyes of an assassin. She pulls out a sinister curved blade, and with similar weapons suddenly appear in the hands of her motionless companions.
And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
Their blades sing through the air, and rivulets of crimson flow onto the deck. The young woman bows her head reverently. She hands you a heavy parcel. The others bow their heads as well. They seem unconcerned by the blood that trickles down their fingers.
We give you a blade, the silent verdict.
Wow.
The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
You've heard many stories about death cults such as this one. These devoted holy assassins of the Imperium turn death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and the scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles touched by madness. Examine the cultists. The cultists are all voidborn. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. With time and training have worn their garments threadbare, make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. This is very similar to Khorne. It's red and black instead of red and brass. Examine the captives. The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captured officers, technomats, and workers. The word has been carved into each of their foreheads with meticulous precision: traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. Their cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing.
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is your name they will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Interesting. So Death Cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him, sacred executioners.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
But it's not just a normal deck of tarot cards. These are psychoactive cards. Supposedly pick up emanations, I guess, from the Emperor. No more. You just heard a high-pitched ring. The ringing sound fills your ears, deafening the noise of the world around you. Time goes still. A voice whispers seductively in the back of your mind. How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of a higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread to corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push. What exactly does a cult like the Bloodspun Web do?
The tenets of the web teach us to read the threads of the future and understand the hearts of others. When a soul is filled with the poison of corruption, we know its time has come. We bring liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade. This is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship.
Okay.
But there are others. The virtuous martyrs who contravene his design without realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
The gaze is perfectly still. So... it's a kind of preemptive. You kill innocent people.
We do not desire their death. We do not seek them out in the darkness. They come to us, and we usher them from this life, if his sacred tarot reveals that the Emperor wishes to accept these martyrs.
Kibela closes her eyes for a moment. She takes a deep breath. You mentioned the tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself.
Well, I'm a Bladedancer, I know, but whatever.
Humanity owes its existence to the Undying Emperor's sacrifice. It is he who protects us from a darkness of terrors. Hence, each of us has a duty to serve him, and a duty to die for him. To act otherwise is to waste the life that has been given to us by the Undying One, to become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Continue to serve me, Dancers of Death, but henceforth let my name be upon your lips when you shed blood.
Your name upon our lips.
The cultists make 2 thin cuts on the corners of their mouth, sealing the vow with word and blood. Tell me about yourself, Kibela. Are you the leader of the Bloodspun Web, or its herald, or its servant?
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
Kibela stops abruptly. She touches a slender finger to the fresh wound on her hand, and paints the symbol of a lock across her lips in blood. Why have you brought this rebel to the upper decks?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself.
Well, you killed 3 people on the way up to meet me. So what are these, well, how are these 5 different? Kibela touches her sharp blade reverently to her lips. The captives tremble in fear at the sight of the weapon.
Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
The others echo a word beneath their bone masks. Undergo the test. Give weapons to the traitors. It's time for Kibela to prove herself.
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin.
Kibela motions to the other cultists to release the captives from the restraints and place weapons in their hands. It's not an execution, it's a ritual fight, I guess.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Cry, flee, pray. You cannot alter your fate.
Your Emperor won't save you!
Okay, she's Death Cult Assassin. She's going to use a special ability called Raining Blood. The next single target melee attack splashes blood in a 5-cell cone behind the target. The assassin and allies in the area gain blessed ability. Every enemy in this area, including the target, suffers blood stained and lasts for 2 rounds. All the cells in the affected area are now covered in blood for 2 rounds. Whenever a creature interacts with such a cell, moves there or stands there, it receives +1 stack of blood blessed or blood stained. Every 10 wounds the Death Cult Assassin loses throughout the entire combat, each creature affected by the blood blessed and blood stained gains +1 stack. Okay. Blood blessed. Plus 2% more damage. And for every 10, goes up by another 2. Blood stained. Suffer more damage. So it becomes 4 if the blood blessed attacks the blood stained. For every 10 wounds. Okay. Now we have just Cabello against these 5. Cabello can also use a throwable symbol called a blood file to spill even more blood on the battlefield. Something like that. Creates a pool of blood, same properties as if created by raining blood. Whenever raining blood is used, you get the extra charge of blood file. Okay. Okay, Blade Dance, I know. From above, I know. Okay. So let's see what she has. She took Heretic. What's that of death? Okay, I haven't got that one, but it's very, very close. Taking medicated. I don't think I took that one, did I? Yes, the next turn then, moving point goes up. So, yep, that's fine. As close as she can get. You can't be right up against them. You see, that's slightly different to this. She has a blood file, 4 AP. She has 1 stack of death from above, and raining blood, +1 AP. Okay, I'll do that. Is this a single attack? She's got a 2-handed sword, doesn't she? Yeah. So she can't do that. That's dual wielding. Yeah.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Well, they're all hit by it. If I jump into here.
Trust me. Thy blade be drenched in blood, and thy blessing flow through my veins.
Now I can do this. What? Why can I do this now?
Thy blade.
Oh, more than. So it was 10. 2 groups of 5.
Welcome his embrace.
Your Emperor won't save you!
I'll go here, splash that way then. Or maybe jump. Maybe.
As honor ordains. I bring mercy in retribution. The shadows will see it done.
I just can't move that very far, so
As the
move there.
tenets, one foe or 100, I will kill them all.
Might as well use that.
As honor ordains.
1 AP left. Probably could have done that better, actually.
Death to the weak. Ah! The angel will reward us.
I shall not fail. Come, the other side awaits.
Still get to grips with the mechanics of the Bladedancer. Cut to the heart, I cut to the throat, I cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostates will wash away the stain of their treachery, so that their souls may prostrate themselves before the undying one's throne and beg his forgiveness. Kibella wipes the blood from her blade in one swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Domin Jellybobs? Will you make me your shield and shadow? Janris Danrock, not Janrock. Be my pet name for him. It's Janrock. Your lordship, the spinners of the bloodspun web were watching, tracking and killing von Valentis' enemies long before the want of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, the blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. Her totems rose nervously, casting a fleeting glance at Cabela, but certainly did not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult. I'm sure they must have a good reason. He thinks he might be on their watch list. So Castor's back clears the throat. The cultists are the scourge of the seditious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the bloodspun web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and his harsh justice to the darkest depths of the ship. She's a new DLC character. She's the one that came on really heavily to me on the bridge. She's into pain. And he's another one who was on the bridge but didn't talk to yet. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces, some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malak did to earn that privilege, though. Who's going to feed his family now? Enric takes a drag on his low stick, exhaling a thick smoke through his clenched teeth. But there's a lower decker problem. What matters is that bloodspun web serves you faithfully, Lord Captain. Professor Adalbert, my predecessor's predecessor, once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved this vessel from the servants of the archenemy. The bloodspun web paid the price in blood, a river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. They became the blood of the flagship, the pulse in its veins, the beat of its heart. Their great sacrifices earned them the favour of House von Valancius. Tell me about the great sacrifice. The vessel was beset by famine and pestilence during the long warp jump. The flagship wandered uncharted paths in the Imperium for 20 cycles straight. Servants of the archenemy used the despairing hearts of the crew to infiltrate the ship, and death followed. The hungry became the hunted, the famished became a feast. The exhausted crew was too weak and emaciated to resist the invaders. And then the spinners emerged from the depths. They stood alone against hundreds of foes, yet they did not falter. They did not sleep or rest, as their blade-tipped dance brought death. Though many spinners fell, the bloodspun web held strong until the flagship left the turmoil of the warp. What does my retinue think? I've heard that only at a distance the prayers of the spinners offer up to him. I've seen how their deeds fill their people's hearts with confidence in the inevitability of his wrath. Bloodspun web's loyalty to the Emperor is without question, as they were willing to lay down their lives in the fight against the archenemy. Although Lady Theodora never granted the cult an audience or brought the spinner into her retinue, she respected the bloodspun web and approved of its mission. It is strange. The shadowy forms are swathed in darkness, yet a radiant light burns within them like a scarlet flame. I think it is a good sign. It is rare to see anyone filled with such light, even amongst the servants of the faith. You shall be my shadow, Kibella. Kibella. It's not Kibella, it's Kibella. Kibella's moves are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her ceremonial mask. Dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth, I am your shadow, Domin Jellybobs von Valancius, an instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One. So it was ordained, so his tarot forspoke. The young woman bows her head once more, also come bearing an invitation from the vizier of the blood-spun web. He wishes you to know that the doors of the Undying One's temple are open to you. Are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down to the depths of the flagship to search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks of our servants and crew do not fit in place for his lordship. Forspoke? What do you mean? What terror? Ugh. The greatest, most sacred... Just been told you're fucking deaf. The greatest, most sacred relic of the blood-spawn web, the Emperor's terror. Only his chosen servants may earn the permission to rain blood upon the cards, perform a reading to see portents of the future, shadows of the past, or tangles of the present. Whether the secrets of his terror are not for the ears of lay people to hear, I cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. Who is the vizier? Or vizier? It's not the vizier, it's vizier. He is the first among us. The vizier has spun the web of faith for 5-fold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood. My mentor and teacher. Was the vizier not here to deliver the message himself? The first spin was old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line. He has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey can sunder the spirit from his ancient body. Where is your temple located? I am not permitted to say. If you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of Saint Eviam, the matriarch spider. Hers was a thread that would become the blood-spun web. The path began deep within the flagship, in the dark tunnels of the freight line. That is where yours must begin as well. This journey will bring you closer to the thread of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. I will walk in the footsteps of the matriarch spider. Your journey will begin in the darkness of the deepest tunnels. The vizier awaits you. Cool. The cultists retreat into the shadows as Kibella sheaths her ceremonial dagger. Your blade awaits direction, Domin Jellybobs. You'll speak again when the time is right. Nice. Got a new gadget. And of course I've started recording. I need to pee. The Rogue Trader's ship is a veritable city sailing through the void. The ship has numerous compartments you can visit. Navigate these compartments using the map of the ship, which you can access from the main elevator on the bridge or from any other compartment. Okay. Is she here? She's over there. She's standing next to where Earlier usually stands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The level her up as well. She's level 4 at the moment. So go to my list. Kibella, level 5. Nimble and then agility. Nimble's just extra dodge. Agility, because that's a main stat. Blood Oath, I guess, for the next one. And athletics is Abelard. Demolition is nobody, really. I think in the long term, it's Argento at the moment. Medicae is myself and her. He's got better. Awareness is always good. Cassie's good with that. Idea is good for that as well. Koronus is Abelard. Coercion is nobody. Love Cassia because she's... oh no. Maybe Jai. She'll be fellowship based. Medicae then. Okay. We've got 6 people. We can go to cathedral, can't we now? Do that Furia thing. It needs 5. And when I went there before, I only had 4. Worship shrine. So, yep, 6 people. Furia. Anyway, I'll get there. I'll pause it here actually. Okay, pay for this. Right. There's an F. Have to do this again, trigger it again. Right now. So
I know how to take risks.
F.
I am your shadow.
That's an I. A. So that's the last 2. R. Is there a U over here then? Yep.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
Yes. Something ominous
I
lurks
woke
ahead.
up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heads.
This is intriguing.
Unquenchable Fury. Maximum push distance of this mole is 5 cells. Any collision damage is increased by 50%. A one-handed melee mace. Is that an Abelard thing? What's this? A spinner's mask. That's definitely for you, because nobody else can use it, can they? Oh no, I mean it's okay for me as well, isn't it? I've got that. Oh, do I really want these 2 though? Again, if I don't have Abelard in, Abelard's the only athletics person. It's like having Abelard, Heinrichs, Ulfar, all in the same party. 10 more stacks of Bloodburst is +1 resolve. It's pretty simple. Abelard. Got the chainsaw now. This is better armor penetration. And does harsh shove. The attack pushes the enemy away for strength bonus cells. 4. Not bad. And it goes up to 5. Any collision damage is +50%. It's better armor pen. Let's give it a go. Notice that silent verdict is a 2-handed sword. -6% to the target's parry. 2 times agility. If I put it on me, -10, +2%. The critical chance for each attack they make. It stacks until the end of each round. But it's strange how that's 15 to 24 with 2 individual swords. This gives you +10 to parry, -10 to their weapon skill, which is like -10 to their parry. This doesn't give you extra parry though. I don't know. I mean, is it better to have 2 one-handed swords, or because it says Bladedancer? Oh no, you can use it with a sword equipped. If 2 swords are equipped, you make 1 plus agi bonus divided by 2. All right, there's me getting it all wrong. Yeah, I took face in the end here. Then wounded beast, so I took the take damage. Do extra agility, extra weapon skill. Extra agility, and then the Blood Oath, which you injure yourself with. And Medicaid. Whereas you... I thought we could like go backwards and forwards. Yeah, we can. No, that's just here. I thought there was a... Oh, maybe it was a mod I was playing around with. Footsteps, death, nimble, agility, blood oath, decay. Not much difference, it's just the two here that's different so far, but it is very early days. Okay. Commerce 60, that's a Jai thing. Right, we've got that.
Is there money to be made?
Off up there. You recite your prayer, the one you remember best. No buffs? No, because I'm a heretic. How is my heretic going? Okay, I've got that. Which is the chance to keep stims. %25% to regain 1 AP after killing an enemy. And then it immediately manifests psychic phenomena, which is really good for Adira and her build, with that in mind.
I always have a backup plan.
Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I could always do with these games. Okay. Oh, the freight line's down there. Let's get to this astropathic outpost. I could do the freight line afterwards. Maybe get an extra couple of levels underneath me. Or maybe I should get the extra couple of levels before I go there. 2 shreds, you say? Ah, get here. Jesus Christ. Lord Captain, so disturb you. Victus pauses and has listened to something. There's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Fasirian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. Oh, this is the revolt, the lower decks, isn't it? 3 families striking, maybe? Argenta wants the orphans. The everyday sounds of the bridge disrupted by voices raised in anger. Abelard's voice allows for. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lock. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. A full event. The young woman standing before Abelard strives with all her might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, I apologize, sir. I must speak to the Lord Captain. Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I see you ready to seem fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display belligerence towards a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant of Relevant, request permission to speak. Vent falls silent and adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. They're both kind of out of order. I did this last time when I was iconoclast. If I do this now, or maybe I did this as iconoclast. If I do this now, Will it affect anything? Trying to rack my memory. Anyway, I will listen to what you have to say. Speak, Lieutenant. The matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Vent is almost trembling with tension as she delivers her speech, her face extremely pale. Abelard in no hurry to intervene, lets out a sceptical huff. He glances at Sauerbach, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Viserion, and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we'll have a mutiny or massacre in our hands. Vent reels off the last words, though she knows them by heart. She has clearly been preparing to say them for some time. When she is finished, she casts an anxious glance at Abelard, and then at you. How did this start? The situation could boil over any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who had been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics had been found alive. The search was brought tensions between the enforcers and the workers to a head. Where does the Seneschal Viserion come into all this? I should explain, Abelard intones grimly. I beg you to hurry, time is running out. I will not hurry. It is my competence under scrutiny. I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is established order to the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is a Seneschal's role to ensure that. I've always handled internal problems myself, so, of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora of Volantis will find refuge on her ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Viserion. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors that has driven the people to the brink, Vent says bitterly. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection, but when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with the maximum force. What's Depot 4? Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors on the lower decks. It is home to clans of general labourers. They're not as valuable to the ship as the families who served its specialised systems for generations. They are an easily replaceable resource, and one that is now, more precise, given succour to cultists and minions of the archenemy. Depot 4 is poor and troubled, but at worst, that means drunken fights and illegal rot-gut brewing. We've handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would have done so again if the crackdown on Depot 4 hadn't been so harsh. Another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It's located in one of the most populated lower decks, and everything that happens there has a knock-on effect on all neighbouring sectors. Abelard, what do you have to say? I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You'll see that they are not lying, or harbouring heretics. That way, you will not stop the uprising. You will stop the uprising before it begins. Master at Arms, the ship's enforcers report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realise it's not within my right to challenge my superiors. Sauerbach bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, I entirely share Master Viserion's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, and must note that this insubordination is a direct consequence of practices that he himself has introduced. But she's a Sauerbach, she's just stirring shit. Mistress Sauerbach, I see you've decided to follow the Lieutenant's example after all. Such behaviour does you no credit. Sauerbach, Explain yourself. The ship's regulations state that the Master of Arms is responsible for resolving all matters related to the ship's enforcers. Yet it is no secret the Seneschal has a tendency to show partiality. Those enforcers and officers whom he has deemed particularly promising or at times given permission to approach him with tutelage. I cannot deny Master Basili's experience and insight. Seneschal has a record of fostering students who indeed achieved much and demonstrated poor performance. However, extending such patronage over the head of the immediate superior encourages disregard for hierarchy among your lordship's servants. Today, an enforcer goes to the Seneschal to report an order from the Master of Arms that they happen to disagree with. Tomorrow, they'll go to the Lord Captain to object to the Seneschal's order. Unearthed as pattern in these actions. Abelard, do you wish to respond? Mistress Saubak, can you recall an occasion where I would encourage an officer to disobey their superior? Or one where I would overrule their order, or show favouritism to those who merited none? None, Seneschal. But there have been no such cases in the entire time I've served aboard this ship. If anyone were to claim otherwise, I would have them pay for insulting your honour with blood. Your conduct in this regard has always been spotless. Nevertheless, given your eminent position, a simple show of attention on your part is enough to erode the propriety of junior officers, inflate their sense of self-importance, and undermine discipline. That you distinguish some of them and know them by name is tantamount to walking around the officer's deck handing out gifts to officers who have caught your eye. It fills those you set apart with ambition and audacity, makes them stand out among the rest. Enforcers are meant to be faceless servants, fighters ready to die, their fate entrusted to their commander and no one else. That is the sole foundation of order. Are you pissed off because he's getting better performance out of these enforcers than you do by seeing expertise and seeing opportunities for people within them that you miss? Lieutenant Vent, would you say the Seneschal has singled you out from your peers in any way? Lord Captain, I swear that Seneschal of the Sailors never granted me any privileges, never once advocated for me, nor facilitated my promotions, although he is the man who convinced me to become an officer in the first place. He has offered me extensive guidance in my service, for which I am grateful to him. And while not all my fellows receive such attention, I know that at least a dozen fine officers within the Seneschal keeps in his sights to ensure that they continue to strive. To prepare new generations of the dynasty servants, to instruct them, and to separate those with potential from those who have exhausted it. That is my duty as Seneschal. This ship has bays worth of pilots, enforcers, officers, technicians and stewards, whom I've raised personally. But by the throne, every third person standing this bridge right now was my student at one point. You see, evidently my officers are anything but a shining example of unity and adherence today. I've only myself to blame, I suppose. I'm certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his decisions for myself. That sounds like you don't trust him. Yeah. Throne preserve you, Lord Captain, and thank you for your support. Abelard grits his teeth slightly. An enterprise born on the Suffer Morrick will please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically resist. I escort you. Lord Captain, I regret the enforcers weren't able to handle the situation, as then led to your and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and see to the expedient resolution of this incident. Okay. I'll do Argentos as well. I've been recording an hour. Wow, nope, it's upper decks. Down here to something that is. Hey, it's for Syrian. Take that, scum. That's a grenade. Look what it is. This is all his fault. That's not on. Abelard reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow in a startling human gesture. And a telling one. A rare moment where he allows his age and weariness to show through his armour like veneer of self-assurance. The lower decks were a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all these locals with servitors. The people dare to disrespect a senior officer. They would not have had the chance to express such disrespect if we were not here, and if the situation had been dealt with by the relevant officers. Abelard grimaces. It's the junior officer's worst failing, to pass problems up the chain of command. I have never been able to abide it. I shall say it again. It was a mistake to come on Lieutenant Vent's whim, Lord Captain. I must admit that Lieutenant is by no means the worst material for an officer, Abelard adds peevishly. But the name of Terror, the girl is the same age as my eldest great-granddaughter. She has the gall to tell me how to manage the lower decks and hunt down cultists. It'll be another 20 years at least before she will be trusted to act without oversight. Let's keep moving. Let's get to the bottom of this.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. Oh no, this is all weird now. Cassia up front. Abelard, me. Guess that. Something resembling a nest made out of thermal insulation material. Must be where workers sleep between shifts.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Oh, it's this valve thing. Yeah. Lower deck rabble.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
Huge pipes, the arteries of the ship, run through many bays, delivering air, water, heat, with a propulsive force of steam. So let's do it again. The sounds of heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Avril Vent of the ship's enforcers is bar on the path of a superior, Master at Arms Jocasta Sauerbach, who has arrived clad in armour. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already, has now reached boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I have given you an order, now get out of my way. I cannot comply with that order, ma'am. Vent looks shaken, but there's fire in her eyes. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my letters fall on deaf ears. Abelard mutters some crabby approval. Does not clarify whether it means Vent, Sauerbach, looming over her, or both. Your Lordship, noticing you, the 2 officers snap to attention and salute. Their subordinates follow in suit a moment later. What's the situation? Your Lordship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant. I came here to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There is nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate repressions and firing squads, and you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself. I want to speak to the strikers. Abelard's mouth twists, but he restrains himself and says nothing. Like you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Hope gleams in Lieutenant Vent's eyes.
Keep your wits about you.
Wow, nobles. Down here to see us. Go this way.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
The container can be seen beyond the massive bars. Perhaps examine the pipe and allow me to reach it. Can't do it at the moment.
Let us not dawdle.
I can't activate the valves yet. Is it dead end or does it join up? Greetings, Grace. I think this is just a dead end. There's some goods. Yep. Very basic at the moment. Inside the box, a string of scratched letters runs along the edge. Different first names, but the same surname. It looks like this box has been passed down in the family from generation to generation.
I always have a backup plan.
Can't talk to the rebel. We'll cut to some. I'd love to see how they live on the upper decks, even just one. Greetings, Grace. Wow, same things here. It doesn't pass by, stay apprehensively. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower deck. They take in their simple clothes, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. We won't stand for any more. Rivet. A whisper passes through the crowd. You detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd. An elderly woman and 2 men. They must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you've come down to us. We were attacked on the way here. How'd you explain that? Oh, Nan, here's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to the limit, and now they're lashing out. As if we don't know why these top deck units have been sent down here, or that one lieutenant won't get past. Our plans were inside the bay that's been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure there are some people who are just about enough. We're getting it from all sides. The soldiers have encircled the ones who've risen up. The death squad has just arrived. It's no wonder folks are lashing out. The words seem sincere to you. The body language and glances traded between them reveal the news of the attack has shocked them. What's troubling you? Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your lordship, says a tall, thin man in worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Shut up, Rivet, snaps the old woman, turns her hostile dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. The damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word, and they're reaching for the batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heat into a whole base for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation into the lungs, all because of these damned enforcers. The woman spits on the floor and rubs the spittle with the toe of a worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's death are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem, a self-prayer, and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. If Vent is the only enforcer officer stood up for us, it's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks who grew up amidships has no feeling towards us. The grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms. Your lordships, we're no villains here, we're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder. We went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointing at us. All we're doing is ask to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and there were heretics hiding here. Cultist amulet? What's that? The Gugar is found on a dead drunkard. If that was something evil and forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcer just said they're looking for heretics among us, and that anyone obstructing the investigation will be punished. How could there be heretics here? We know around people. There have been no new faces around. Definitely not. If there were, we'd be the first to report them. And as for this amulet, whoever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing outside, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with, no one's ever tread these decks in boots so far, and I can tell you that. Seems to me these cultists are better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots were really fine. There's no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must be pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the servo motor. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, Lordship, we're people of faith. Naive children, weren't you taught from early age about the dangers of the arch-enemy's creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after I had my third little one. That is regrettable. You cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Nor will you blame when beasts crawl out of the amulets you stole from the heretics, the Holy Father who was not here, or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and his neighbours. Abelard, I authorized the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Abelard frowns, clearly disgruntled having to explain himself in the workers' presence. Nevertheless, I'm certain their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunken stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralize them demands decisive action. Sauerback, was it necessary to torture these people with cold? The rebel understands only one language, Lord Captain, that of violence. As per regulations, should the labourers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. Oh my gosh, she really is dogmatic, isn't she? What changes do you want? Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain himself is asking us bureaucrats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers, to quit turning off the heat, to stop battering everyone that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leading my clan for 20 years now. Get rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here. You've gone too far, old Nan. They'll never let maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They'll probably insist on the enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? But before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting the neighbour out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist bodies and we'll talk to them, one lower decker to another. If there are any more of these damned amulets about, we'll have them over to the enforcers ourselves. You speak for yourself and your clan, I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures, I want real change. There are promises of the world now, but as soon as the anointed ones turns his back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out. She's right. The tall worker's eyes is rivet, dark between the two arguing leaders. Every few seconds he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, and each time falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. Thoughts, Abelard? The story about scavenging for boots and accidentally picking up a heretical amulet doesn't convince me. These people are moments away from rebelling and possibly become minions of the arch-enemy. You must not give them what they want. Even if they did acquire something innocently, purely out of their own stupidity, it does not mean they're not tainted with corruption. What begins as petty thievery can turn to a far graver problem. I've seen it before. Abelard's face darkens momentarily. In the Second War, there was a sergeant in the Imperial Guard regiment that was stationed nearby. The sergeant took an ordinary pocket knife from the body of a heretic, and his whole unit lost their lives for it. When they finally managed to break into the barracks, they found not a single survivor, only the pocket knife, which had grown through all the rows of beds like a metal choking vine. So when it comes to scavengers, malcontent strikers, or whatever they'll turn into next, my advantage is simple. Give them no quarter. Master at Arms, where do you stand? Give the rebel a grox, and they'll take an agri board, Lord Captain. They understand brute force and will interpret any concession as a sign of weakness. Giving them weapons and calling enforcers would be folly. It'll be a matter of time before a full-scale mutiny on our hands. Yeah, I agree. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step towards embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the forces are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw these demands and we consider the rest. The tall worker at the cold rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman. Oh Nan, listen, listen. The Lord Captain himself has come down to us and offered concessions. I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, old Nan. The 3 clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made up our minds. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband their forces, give us weapons. We don't need any of that. The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction. You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you are against an old woman. But oh, shut up, I will indeed. I won't go against 2 clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with your forces, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic. Well, Captain, we're all agreed. Then it's decided. The persecution will stop. I'll expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. They won't like it. That's my ship now. Your Lordship, thank you. You've not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. Of course, Your Lordship. We'll root out any nasty business faster than their forces. We'll have no stone unturned. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They know the people. Now I've given them a little bit of trust. They're not going to throw it back in the face. Because if they do, all these people up here, they'll kill them. They showed mercy on us. I can't believe it. It's not clear if anything will change for us, but at least they've shown mercy. Abelard's going to be me now.
I always keep my options open.
My warp sight reveals something.
Manometer. Use that one. This page is where the start of each shift is marked. The last mark is missing. The workers went on strike. What's only one shift? It's like a 3-month thing.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, well, we can use this one. In case I arse it up. I think it's just melter bombs anyway, isn't it? Jesus Christ, nearly level 7. Need 57 more.
Just as he ordained.
The gauge shows that the steam pressure in this pipe is close to maximum. However, it does not reach the bars at the other end. Now we need 22. Is there any down here?
Keep your wits about you.
Nope. It's not, yeah, don't you forget it. Where were these other valves I saw? Down here. Nothing, okay. Nothing. Okay, that's 2. Now blast me. Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance. Addresses your other companions, saying, "For an urgent matter, discuss the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment." Abelard looks at you. The last vestiges of restraint vanish. Are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rebel. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rebel will welcome them in with open arms, allow them to wreak havoc. whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future, the helm of Von Valancia's protectorate? There's some truth to your criticism. I should say so. Gives a sigh, but visibly relaxes. They seem to trust me. I would have handled the situation myself had you decided not to intervene. He says irascibly. Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you think she would have ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, where she dedicated herself to the grand designs of the Protectorate, as only true strategist and rogue trader ought. Maybe if Theodora spent more time on trifling matters, she would have wound up dead. There's a new Lord Captain aboard the ship now, and will not repeat her mistake. Abelard looks at you stunned and exhales loudly, then nods curtly. I commend your decisiveness, but I am uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And Abelard stands straight to attention. Ask my temper, Lord Captain. I believe I ought to explain myself. Abelard speaks slowly, the words not coming easily to him. The prosperity of Von Valancia's protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for a chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in the Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. But I left behind everything I'd known, everything my family had known. I come from a long line of officers, and I embarked upon this incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with those concerns she had no time for. She brought off in her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire protectorate rested on my shoulders. Then suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hanger on the seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us all. The rogue trader was killed. Who knows what is happening on the planets? I'll tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I'm not panicking or grieving because I don't allow myself to panic or grieve. I'm duty bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. To do that, I must insulate you from the problems that in the past have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and have functioned smoothly for decades cannot suddenly be deemed excess to requirements. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it's not living in the new world, a world where Theodora is gone, where you and I have new decisions to make. Abelard solemnly inclines his head. Bless you, Lord Captain. After a moment's silence, he adds, looking at you with interest, your resolve is admirable and demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment, just my old habits ever begin to creep back in. Now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the Rogue Trader desires to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places. Okay. Been leveled up. Right.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Is there one down here I can't recall? Yes, there is. Nothing down here, it's just as well, isn't it? I think it will tell me when it's done. I think there's one down here. No.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. What's a valve over here as well? Right.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Which one have I missed? There's 3 here. 1, 2, 3. There's only 2 here. Who's it? The third one's here.
Let us not dawdle.
This one's already turned. Two in here. Am I just being daft?
Keep your wits about you.
Never used to have do it all in sequence. Well, there's this one here I missed. Right here. I can't spin this one anymore.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Never broke it. Oh, Mum, I bust it. Can't do that one anymore. So, I can do that one. Can't do that.
I always keep my options open.
Nothing here. There's a valve here. Can't move that one anymore. I can't move that one anymore. Oh, there we are. No? No. That one worked. Can't move that one anymore now. I think they might have slightly changed this since the previous time I did this. That right, there we go.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
Force grenades, crack grenades, melter bombs. There's a lot of grenades hiding away.
Is there money to be made?
Took a long time. Hour and a half. Ugh. A lot's happened there. We've got Cassia. We've had Kibela. Had this. Let's level people up. Level 7. Agility. What did I have? Penciled in. Level 7. Blood rush. Okay, that's what Kibble has already, but I've got it at a later level. And for you, it is the same. I thought you already had Blood Rush though. No, you got that one for MPs. So agility and Blood Rush. +3. Oh, right, because that one is next turn. This is this turn. So for me, I can do that. I get 3 MP, which then allows me to get into position to attack, Bladedancer, death from above, etc., etc., etc. Cassia. I think it's time for Mind Over Matter, I think. What level have I gone? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, that was level 6, we're level 7 now. Yeah, what I'm on is the best debuffer in the game, Waking Nightmare. Let's look at that. Brilliant. Reduce the willpower, so order the attacks and debuffs. Have more chance of working. Toughness, which for a lot of demons and things we're going to be fighting, toughness determines the armor and the wounds and stuff like that. Natural armor or something it's called. Yeah, it's that. And the strange vitality here. Heal 7 wounds at the beginning of every turn, and 1 additional wound for every talent. It's based on willpower. Okay. And +1 for every creature killed in between the navigator's turns. She's gonna... Oh no, actually. She usually has more health than Abelard, but Adira has the possibility of being absolutely busted. Now, do I want to get heavy weapons early? Probably no reason to get it early. I'll just go for agility. And stronger together. So everybody else gets agility as well. Excluding Xenos. So, no, not for you early yet. Filthy Xenos. Okay, Adira, we got Tide of Excellence, didn't we? Yeah. I think we go for the blinding stuff. Sensory deprivation. Target makes a willpower resistance test. If Cassius debuff them, they're going to fail. If it succeeds, the target's blinded. If they fail, they're blinded and suffer -5 to all characteristics. Must make a willpower resistance at the end of each turn. The first success makes them just blind. The second success removes the blinding. And blow warp or not? What am I going to do with you? Was that just awareness for you? Because Cassia is a low warp person. But again, when we come to using the ship, I think that's more important. I want Cassia somewhere else, maybe. And Abelard. I think remember my last one through where I had people. Toughness and basically what's that one? yet. Is it dueling mastery? Abby? Yeah. Okay. So you've got a parry of 86% already. You've got a dodge of 90, parry of 70, 105, and 60. Law warp of next to nothing. Willpower of 65 already. I've got auto ballistic skill and agility. Doesn't seem to be showing up though here. Oh yes it is, 55, yeah. And ballistic skill. Yadira. Willpower's going up. Law warp. And awareness is going up too. And Abelard. Toughness and a bit of agility for... Doesn't really need agility, but it helps. Fucking microphone. 75 dodge. That's going to go up to hundreds. Duels might as well. I'll still put you in heavy armor. Okay. Melee DPS, tank, range DPS, range DPS, range DPS. Okay, and that will be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Oh, actually, I want to get to that bloody ship, because I don't want to start the next episode just by finally flying to here. Thank God for that. Okay, our profit factor is unknown. Add to cargo. Keep that shotgun. I think we're going to have Pascal next, give him the last gun. That's swap over the plasma. So, add to cargo. What does Abelard have? In... He's got the last gun as well for range, that's right. Add to cargo. Sonic verdict, I was going to give it to me one. Yes. You've got the mace now. You have the spinner's blade. Two-handed, that's one-handed. Minus 12 to target's parry. Plus 3 to crit. 7 to 11, 8 to 13. How do I do that? Ranged weapon. Last one. I can add that to cargo. Add that to cargo. And that. We need strength for that, do you? 35. Range is 6. Chainsword. Not bad. Spinner's blade. Might as well just leave it on her. Okay. Okay. I must only have 10 profit factor. So I'll get the medikits, which we'll need. Auto gun. And a chainsword. Stalker's gloves. Plus 5 bonus to critical chance. Does not stack. It's the same enemy. Body glove. with a shot. That's kind of like shotguns or something. That's not bad. Okay. So we've got a couple of new things at least. Soul pattern chainsword. 8-12. Chaos pattern sword does more damage. Slightly less. Armor pen. 1 less maximum damage, but it does have dodge reduction on that. This one doesn't. I'll keep it anyway. And that's just a straight upgrade, so get rid of that. Now, oh, you don't have that. You can. You've got some as well, and can't get rid of that. It is unique to you, it seems. Exact prediction. Well, she could be a scanner, augury. The Rain in Blood and the Blood File are unique to her. Fortune. That's pretty cool, that is. Okay, I don't have that. I just have that. I don't have it down here. Okay, right. So now I'm going to end the episode. Thanks for watching. Next episode, Astropathic Station VX02537. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye for now.